First Alert Desk coming to you on a Thursday night. Eric Weisfeld here, and we are beginning with breaking news tonight. And this just came into our newsroom. Let me see if I can get that up there for you. A suspect's in custody after a vehicle chase that started in Robeson County came to an end in Columbus County. Robeson County Sheriff's Office investigators attempted to stop that vehicle. This was in connection to a recent shooting. Now, the driver allegedly refused to stop for blue lights and a siren. A chase started in the area of Corey Road in Maxton and continued on Highway 74 East. The suspect's vehicle actually evaded stop sticks on several occasions. That chase, though, did come to an end in Boardman, North Carolina, when the vehicle actually became disabled after driving over two sets of stop sticks. 41-year-old Justice W. Simmons, you see right there, of Bolivia, North Carolina, arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon, inflicting serious injury, fleeing and eluding arrest with a motor vehicle, and multiple traffic violations. He's being held now in the Robeson County Detention Center under a $100,000 secured bond. The assault charge is in connection to a shooting that occurred at C&P Grocery in Maxton back on Tuesday. Robeson County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to 2199 Highway 71 North in Maxton in reference to an individual shot. 48-year-old Lee Schrader of Roland was found with a gunshot wound, transported to a local hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. The investigation is ongoing. More charges are likely. If you have any information about this case, you are asked to contact the Robeson County Sheriff's Office. That number is 910-671-3170. All right, let's move on now. And another last-minute attempt is off for now for a suspected Horry County killer to avoid facing a jury. For the second time this week, Megan Jackson's attorneys tried to push her trial back. They withdrew their request, meaning as of now, her trial will start as planned next week. Jackson's charged with murder, accused of conspiring in 2020 with former Horry County Deputy Coroner Chris Dontel to kill the father of her 4 children. Dontel has already pleaded guilty to conspiracy and accessory charges. His plea deal means that he is now set to testify against Jackson. We learned earlier this week Dontel is prepared to make a, quote, bombshell statement, one that required Jackson's defense attorneys to seek more time to prepare. A motion that a judge denied back on Tuesday. A spokesperson for the solicitor's office says at this point, Jackson's trial is still set to begin Monday morning. We have reached out to Jackson's defense attorneys. We are still waiting for a callback tonight. A South Strand law enforcement agency admitting tonight to a mistake that's let an accused repeat domestic abuser walk free from jail. Surfside Beach's police chief confirming that his department had to actually drop charges against Brian Haggerty December 6th when one of his officers failed to show up to a hearing for the 44-year-old. Now, while the agency is working to make things right, its failure is proving frustrating, though, for one of the victims of Haggerty's alleged crimes. Haggerty's ex-wife says she won't be able to sleep easily knowing the 44-year-old walked out of jail a little more than 2 months after he's accused of targeting her in a brutal attack. We first brought you this story in early October when Surfside Beach police say Haggerty broke down the door to his ex-wife's apartment, assaulting both her and another person inside before leading officers on a dramatic motorcycle chase across town. And while Haggerty may be a free man tonight, officers are renewing their push for justice by working with the solicitor's office to indict him. Surfside Beach police are also vowing to avoid future communication mistakes like the one that set Haggerty free, promising no one will have to experience what his ex-wife is going through. Despite those promises, though, Haggerty's ex-wife claims that officers' efforts are simply too little too late, saying she'll continue fearing for her own life until her ex-husband is back behind bars. Time is now ticking down until some long-awaited work starts on our area's coastline. We're told the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will begin a renourishment project here in Myrtle Beach in late spring or early summer, replenishing sand and dunes to protect us from natural disasters while adding more fencing and vegetation to boot. Some Myrtle Beach officials tell us they can't wait for this work to begin as they seek to spruce up one of the city's biggest assets. We're told the upcoming work shouldn't be too disruptive as crews will only be focusing on individual sections along the coast for 1 to 3 days at a time. All right, speaking of time, you are now out of time to get tickets for that all-you-can-eat oyster roast is happening this weekend. Tickets are now sold out. The money raised will be going to a merry cause, though. Grand Strand Young Professionals hosting that 16th annual Shuckin' oyster roast. It's Saturday at the Hot Fish Club in Murrells Inlet with entertainment, drinks, and chicken bog for those of you who don't like oysters. Last year's oyster roast earned the most donations in GSYP history. That money raised from the event will go back to Substitutes for Santa. That's a charity that aims to give 150 kids across the Grand Strand a Merry Christmas. We have a link on our website, WNBFnews.com, if you'd like to learn more about that event. All right, let's take a look at and learn more about the forecast because it is looking amazing. Look at that. Today we reached a high of the upper 70s, and we're going to continue to be in that area. We are going to dip down on Monday to about 50, but we are getting close to 80 degrees. We may even reach 80 degrees a couple of times over the next 7 days or so. We will have much more on that breaking news that we brought you at the top of this newscast coming up on WNBF News at 11 o'clock. Have a safe evening. We'll see you tonight at 11.